Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago Fire Season 13's divisive character return proves NBC botched Severide's best relationship in years. Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 9. A favor brings back a divisive character, proving that NBC made the mistake of ruining Kelly Severide's best relationship in years. After a lengthy winter break, Wolf Entertainment's One Chicago is officially back with new episodes for its respective installments. While much of the time in A Favor is devoted towards answering lingering questions from earlier in the ongoing season, it also introduces new arcs that could play out for the rest of the year. Simultaneously, however, the Chicago Fire Season 13 cast operates business as usual for 2025. Firehouse 51 starts the new year with double good news. Both Christopher Herman and Mouch McColland passed their exams. This allows them to move the Chicago Fire Department ladder, with the latter taking over Truck 81 temporarily while Stella Kidd is away. Elsewhere, Joe Cruz's past continues to catch up with him, and it ends badly. His fate remains up in the air after his plan goes wrong. Among all the storylines in Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 9, however, Severide's new job as a substitute teacher at OFI is the most intriguing, especially since it brings back Jack Damon. For context, Damon was revealed to be Benny Severide's secret son after his mysterious introduction in Chicago Fire Season 12. Severide never knew about his existence before he joined Firehouse 51, but the older brother took him under his wing and quickly developed a rapport with him. Because of the time jump, however, much of this was skipped over by One Chicago. Out of nowhere, however, Damon's character became insufferable, as he openly defied orders from Kidd. This led to Chief Bowden's replacement, Dom Pascal, to fire him, effectively cutting the brothers' newfound relationship. Severide and Damon did patch things up, but there was a presumption that their story playing out on-screen ends there. However, the brothers are reunited in Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 9, when Benny's older son finds his younger brother is attending the class that he is temporarily teaching at OFI. From the looks of it, the pair appears to still be in good terms, but none of them knew beforehand that they were going to cross paths in the academy. Ultimately, it's a great way to bring back Damon after his time in Chicago Fire was unexpectedly cut short. While there is no doubt that Pascal firing Damon was the right move, considering what he did, it's the fact that Chicago Fire set up his exit storyline in the first place that is more controversial. Losing Damon forced the show to once again come up with ways to fill its unstable cast following major character departures in the last few years. Beyond that, Damon suddenly turning rowdy and unpleasant was a sudden departure from his original characterization. Arguably, there was no point in turning him evil, especially in that short period. By getting rid of Damon, Chicago Fire derailed Severide's best relationship in years. Granted that he has a strong marriage with Kidd, which continues to be a favorite plot focus in the show, he doesn't have any other established dynamic beyond that. His best friend, Matt Casey, is gone, as well as Chief Bowden. Severide barely talks to anyone in Firehouse 51 unless it's necessary for work. With Damon, he suddenly had another compelling plot that was evolving weekly. It would have been nice to see more of them talking about their different upbringing and memories of their dad. In the end, bringing back Damon is a good move for Chicago Fire. He's currently working in a different firehouse, so don't expect him to come back to Firehouse 51 anytime soon. Perhaps that is for the better, as this means that Severide can separate his personal relationships from his personal ones, especially since he's already with his wife. Despite that, Chicago Fire can continue to explore the brothers' dynamic as they spend time together at OFI, where the environment isn't as intense as it is when responding to cases. Perhaps after a while, Benny's younger son can eventually rejoin Firehouse 51. Based on their reunion at Molly's for Herman and Mouch's celebration party, Damon maintains a good relationship with the people that he used to work with, even Chief Pascal. It would have been better, however, if Kidd is also there to see the Severide brothers reunited in Chicago Fire Season 13. Chicago Fire Season 13 just threw gasoline on the fire, and not in the heroic Squad 3 kind of way. In a move that has sparked heated debates among fans, a polarizing character has returned to Firehouse 51, and her arrival is dredging up an uncomfortable truth. NBC may have fumbled one of Kelly Severide's most compelling relationships in years. The return isn't just shaking up the firehouse, it's reopening old wounds, reminding viewers of a storyline that could have been great, but instead was left to smolder until it fizzled out entirely. Kelly Severide is no stranger to complicated relationships. From Renee Royce to Anna Turner, his romantic life has been a series of emotional roller coasters that often ended in heartbreak. But Chicago Fire's writing over the past few seasons seemed to finally find its footing by pairing Severide with a character who actually challenged him, respected him, and stood toe-to-toe with him in a way that few love interests had. Fans were invested. Some even argued that this pairing rivaled, or at least complemented, his marriage to Stella Kidd, and then NBC decided to pull the plug. When the network announced Severide's sudden absence mid-season last year, viewers were stunned. The storyline had Severide leaving Chicago for a last-minute OFI training program, which was narratively convenient but emotionally flat. His promising relationship, which had been carefully building tension and chemistry, was simply swept off the table as if it never mattered. Stella Kidd was left to fill the emotional gap, but even her scenes felt hollow without the context of Severide's evolving dynamic with this new character. Now with this divisive return, Chicago Fire is rehashing all of those frustrations. Rather than tying up loose ends or giving fans closure, the writers seem intent on using the character's reappearance to stir drama without truly addressing what was lost. The reaction from fans has been intense. Social media lit up within minutes of the episode airing, with hashtags like #JusticeForSeveride and #BringBackTheChemistry trending among Chicago Fire watchers. Viewers are calling NBC out for botching one of Severide's best-written arcs. Many point out that the show had the perfect opportunity to explore a relationship where Severide wasn't just the heroic rescuer, but a man learning to trust, compromise, and grow emotionally. This is what made the relationship so special. It pushed Severide out of his comfort zone. It wasn't just another whirlwind romance or a tragic love affair cut short by illness. It was mature, nuanced, and full of potential. Severide, often haunted by his past and reluctant to open up, was finally showing a softer side that went beyond his usual brooding charm. Fans were ready to see him step into a new chapter of his life, one that could coexist with his marriage struggles and his professional ambition. NBC's decision to sideline that story, and now tease fans with this return, feels almost cruel. Instead of giving Severide meaningful development, the show has used his absence to prop up secondary characters and contrive drama at Firehouse 51. Stella Kidd has been left to carry not only her own arcs but also Severide's emotional weight, which has led to some fans resenting her character despite her being one of the most capable and dynamic women on the show. The real issue is consistency. Chicago Fire has always been a character-driven series at its core. Viewers invest in these relationships, whether it's Casey and Dawson, Cruz and Chloe, or Bowden and Donna, because they are treated with respect and narrative care. Severide's relationship should have been given that same treatment. Instead, it was abruptly cut short, and now this divisive character return feels like an afterthought designed to reignite fan interest rather than tell a compelling story.